Let's see, 6:47 the time now. In a short while, Britain's fourth biggest supermarket, Morrisons, will be releasing their results for the last year.
They're not expected to be good, are they, Ben?
To put it mildly, no. Morning to you both. Thanks very much. Morning to you at home too. Morrisons' profits, as we said, expected to be around half what they were a year ago. And then add to that, the boss has been asked to leave. All eyes will be on the new guy. It's a former Tesco man. He starts next week and is tasked with turning that supermarket around. But to understand what's going on now at Morrisons, you kind of need to look at where it's come from. Now, it's a Yorkshire business. It started out in a Bradford market back in a high street there, and back in 1958. And it stayed there pretty much until 10 years ago when it bought the supermarket Safeway. That meant it expanded across the country. But it was a deal that cost £3 billion, and a decade later, they're still paying the price. All the while, though, its rivals have been marching on, leaving Morrisons to play catch-up. It only got into the convenience store market in 2011, and it launched an online service just last year, a whole 14 years after Tesco did the same. Well, let's speak to the consumer champion and author of How to Complain. That's Helen Dewdney. Helen, good morning.
Good morning.
We've sort of laid out the challenges there that Morrisons has in terms of being late to the convenience market, the online market. It really is playing catch-up now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think they need to listen to customers, and that's their main priority, really, or for any supermarket. If they listen to customers and deliver what customers want, then their profits will improve.
How tough a market is it out there? I mean, faced with the cheaper rivals, I'm talking about Aldi and Lidl here, it seems that there's been a squeezed middle, something we've heard a lot about. But at the top end, the likes of Waitrose still doing okay. The bottom end, Aldi and Lidl still doing okay. And it's these guys in the middle, the likes of Morrisons and Tesco, that really are having a tough time. Is that the case, that it's these guys in the middle?
I think very much with Morrisons, they don't really know where they are. They haven't found a position yet. They don't know whether they're at the cheaper end or the higher end. I think they need to set the stall out, really, and find out where they need to be in the marketplace.
I mean, you touched on the fact they need to listen to customers, but what is it that customers are telling them? What do customers now want from a supermarket?
Well, consistency of pricing is the big thing. They don't want to be buying several hundred boxes of cereal to get their saving. They just want the consistent price throughout the year, make it just cheaper, and not having all the vouchers all the time, and making sure that service is good, because they're price matching each other anyway. You know that you're getting the okay price, so they've got to offer something more, and whether that's good customer service, training for the staff so that they know about the products that they ask, and also that when you complain about things, obviously things do go wrong, but it's how you deal with that. So if you're taking back sort of 40 items, it's making sure that they're dealing with those complaints efficiently and to how the customer wants.
And what's interesting, of course, is how they told us that profits would almost halve over the course of the year, and that's because they're cutting their prices. And it really does show how brutal it is out there, that people are so fickle from a customer point of view. They will shop around to find the cheapest price, regardless of what supermarket it is. Is that the case?
I think so. I think we've seen with Tesco, with their slight rise recently, that people are coming back to Tesco's because there's been quite a big push on their prices. But whether that's the honeymoon period and people are just trying it to see whether it is actually cheaper, and whether the new CEO has done it, or whether it's long term, I think we'll have to see on that. But I think prices is obviously very, very important for customers. Yeah. And we've yet to see really where it all comes, because obviously as prices are coming down, we need to see that in the supermarket.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of work for the new boss who starts next week. Don't forget, we'll be speaking to the boss of Morrisons, the chairman, in about an hour's time. So do send me your questions and I'll put as many as I can to him with your thoughts and comments. More from me later.
Ben, thank you.